Here we go.
Come on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. Come on down tonight. Come on. Come on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. Everything gonna be all right. Come on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. Come on down today. Come on down to Jimmy Sports Lounge. It's a great place to stay.
Back again for number 10. Join Big B, DK, and Mike Jolitz for all the hot topics, weird news, and shenanigans. It's Cave Crew Radio, Season 10 at cavecrewradio.com.
Hey, everybody. DK, the dogs are going crazy, so the food must be here. They're going absolutely nuts. I just remembered, Big B, I don't think Pulse Talk Radio is supposed to be on the pre-show, but oh well.
Hi.
Hi. Now you know what you're missing.
There you go. It's a special pre-show, like when you came home from school and you had those after-school specials on ABC or whatever it was. It's a very special pre-show.
It is. And now you know, for next week, you go to the YouTube channel or cavecrewradio.com or the Facebook group, and you know where to find us.
There you go.
We're here. We're always here for you. Been a few weeks.
It's been a little bit.
Yeah. So hopefully we remember what we're doing. I was down in Florida talking FLA. These dogs are going to drive me crazy. But I didn't see anything weird down there, Big B. I
not one thing.
I met some unusual characters and stuff. I mean, but nothing like the stories we're going to tell tonight or the stories we've told in the past.
There was no screaming in the airport.
No, nothing.
Unloading an entire bedroom set on the street corner.
No. I mean, there was like characters that you would meet that were animated and fun, but nothing like newsworthy. Like I didn't see anyone naked on a scooter going down I-75 or, nobody running across the beach on a golf cart or nothing.
So we have to establish first, because you obviously don't live in Florida. You were visiting.
Right.
Were you in a tourist area? So that's where they would make sure none of that happens. Did you go into like the locals, where the locals go?
I was kind of on the outskirts of like Fort Myers. So I think I was like enough out of the way. Like the only weird thing I saw was like a golf cart pulling into a mall. And I thought that was strange.
But I think down there that's fairly normal. I think a lot of people use golf carts down there, just because there's so many golf courses and senior centers and live like the villages down in Florida. Everybody uses golf carts, and I'm sure they take them off to the mall. But I'm thinking that you weren't near where our stories are from, because you have to go into like the inner neighborhoods, the only the locals know this area, not wherever the tourists go, because there's going to be heightened security and they make sure all the riffraff stays out of those areas.
Right. You're probably right. Or the other option I had for you, and it might not be, feasible, is it possible there's the Bermuda Triangle when you fly over the Florida Keys to like Jamaica or wherever. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if there is like an alternate Florida within Florida, like another dimension that we as outsiders cannot cross.
And that's where all the action happens?
I don't know. I really do believe that we got to get that map.
See, if we have the map, then we could triangulate, and maybe it does become like the Bermuda Triangle, a triangular shape,
Yeah.
where everything happens in this area.
Or it could be shaped like an orange. Who knows?
Who knows? But it could take on a certain shape that within that, inside that shape, whatever it is where all the action happens, and anything outside of it is normal everyday life for everybody else on this planet.
Because it would be nice to get a Florida correspondent.
It would.
I mean, we have Mike Jolitz. He's the bomb over in Arizona. He's got a Twitter shits and his news coming up, and we read things and we try to uncover as much as we can. I've been there. I haven't seen anything. I've been there a few times. I've met some animated characters, but I haven't seen it. We need someone at ground zero.
We do. I know people in Florida. Unfortunately, they're big time musicians and would never do it for us.
Right. But if they saw something, maybe they could report. You know, hey, I saw this today. Look for it in the news. It's real. It really happened.
I don't know. We have to think about that.
Like, remember, like Trump says, fake news, fake news. I'm beginning to wonder if this is fake news, but it can't be, because a lot of the stories that we get are from like OrlandoFox.com and Miami ABC, and they're not going to bullshit about this stuff.
Right.
Hey, did they ever find what's his name, the murder guy that disappeared for lunch? I haven't heard. Remember that story where the guy?
I do remember the story. Oh yeah, okay. So I remember the story, and that's right. They left it as they were searching for him.
Right, and I haven't seen. And you know me, I'm always scouring all the Florida sites because we do Talking FLA on a pretty regular basis. If we miss 1 week, we go back the next. And I can't remember his name. He had a really Waldo was his name.
I don't remember.
Where's Waldo?
Waldo. Yes, I'm looking in the book, and ideas for show names was Waldo went to lunch.
And I have no idea. Like, they solve crimes. Like, you watch a lot of police shows and shit like that. They solve crimes with DNA on a cigarette butt, or you know, like there's cameras everywhere watching. It seems no one gets away like the old days. Where the fuck is Waldo?
Waldo went to lunch and never looked back. I don't know.
They even caught the dudes that dug out of the prison there. I think it was last show, the Shawshank that went for pancakes.
Well, that's because they went for pancakes, though.
Very true.
They physically stopped their escape so they could have some fucking pancakes and bacon.
Yeah, we haven't had a decent meal in 10 years. This is our chance.
Hey, we're free. We're 10 feet from the prison. They'll never find us at the IHOP.
You know, if you had a choice, we're running out of time here, folks. We're going to go live in a minute. But if you had a choice at a last meal, would it be pancakes?
Not even a little bit. No.
No, me either. I think I'd want a beer and like some ribs or brisket or
some form of barbecue, right? Ribs brisket combination, maybe a little seafood thrown in, and a nice ice cold beer.
Yeah, not fucking pancakes and syrup, but man, that's just us. All right. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Alternate universe or real? We'll find out in the weeks to come. But right now, we're going to get the big show started. Big show ahead for you. So please stay tuned. And away we go.
Air traffic control, bring in New York. Roger that. Bring in Canada. 10-4. Gentlemen, we have liftoff.
Bam! We are back again for number 10. Cave Crew Radio, Season 10. Let's go. CaveCrewRadio.com.
No, for God's sakes, it does that to me every time. Sorry, folks.
There was a time when the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of being
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of the Masculine Feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gonna go to a place like a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Craven, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball. It's a power goal.
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's well, it seems like forever since we've done this, but it's only been a few weeks. We had a slight break. My name is DK. I'm live from my cave in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. We got a big show for you, ladies and gentlemen. We are live on Pulse Talk FM and several other stations, cavecrewradio.com. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook, and we are available wherever you find your podcasts. Simply search Cave Crew Radio. All right, here we go. Big show. Mike reads the news, Twitter shits, talking FLA, our weird news. All that stuff is coming up. We will do this show until one of us is bursting in our bladder. But let's get started, ladies and gentlemen, to the beginning part of the show, which, as you know...
And now, he is the king of the sovereign county of Urian Stench and Stenchlandia, the commander-in-chief of the Water Gypsies, the self-proclaimed president of the United States, a university graduate, and always the epicenter of something. Ladies and gentlemen, His Royal Highness, Big B.
Yes, live from Queens, New York, I am King B, King of Stenchlandia under the Water Gypsies, your president-elect of the United States of America. And as always, the epicenter of something this week. I have a follow-up epicenter from a previous epicenter. I am the epicenter of all things deafness.
Still, it's getting worse.
So the update is, if you recall last time, I had taken an online test through my insurance company, and I had moderate hearing loss, and I should be scheduled for a hearing test and all of this. So it took weeks to go through the insurance company to actually get an appointment scheduled, 10 minutes away from me. Could have done it myself, but the insurance company takes forever. So I had my hearing test yesterday. And so there's, however they do it, some line, and anything above the line is completely normal.
Are you like Beethoven or Thomas Alva Edison?
Who's Thomas Alva Edison?
He invented the light bulb.
I know who Thomas Edison is. I don't know who Thomas Alva is.
Alva is his middle name. Google it. For once, I have stumped you.
So everything above a certain line is normal, and that's everybody, most people. The line is borderline, and then everything below it is bad going to worse. I am below the line. I am not far below the line, but I am below the line. So I am past borderline. They have submitted my test to the insurance company to see what they will approve and to see if I have, if I am getting a hearing aid.
Okay.
For
Did
both
you hear
ears.
that dog? Did you just hear the dog?
I did hear the dog.
It won't shut the fuck up tonight.
Can I tell you? So they, I sit in a room. They put the headphones on me, and they do different octaves of sound. And I have to raise my hand when I hear it.
Yeah.
And there was one, and I told them before the test. I said, "There's a certain pitch that really, really hurts." And when you get hearing loss, you become sensitive to these pitches, and certain things will hurt your ears.
Right.
And I told them, I said, "There's a pitch." I couldn't describe it. I said, "There's a pitch that hurts my ears when I hear it." And the second round of the sounds, the first one was that pitch. And I nearly
know what it's like to die in an electric chair now.
Oh my God! I nearly threw my headphones off, like. And the lady who was doing this, you had a reaction there. I said, no shit, it hurt.
Okay, so which was worse? Remember when you had the thing with the tooth, and the dentist hit the wrong spot, and you kind of went into like an epileptic fit? You became one of those people that swears all the time. What do they call that?
Tourette's.
Tourette's. Which was worse?
That was worse. That I have to say that was worse than the sound in the ear. I mean, that was that had to pull the nerve out and everything. That was a whole other thing. So this is where I stand now. As I said, the first time I brought it up, it would be a long process. I didn't realize it would take 3 weeks to get an appointment, but you never go through insurance companies, because I called them a number of times over these 3 weeks, and it was like, yeah, they're talking to the provider or the doctor, whatever. They'll call you back on Monday. Monday comes, no call. Wait another week. Oh, well, it looks like they submitted your hearing test. I said, I didn't get a hearing test yet. Oh.
Did you talk to what's her name in India, her friend?
No. These all sound like American people.
Okay. Well, at least you're dealing local. Here's another question. Let's say you are approved for said hearing aid. Will you be able to remove headphones now and like tune in the show via Bluetooth?
Well, it depends on the type that I get. There is one that I could take phone calls on, so they are Bluetooth. So theoretically, I could connect my computer to the Bluetooth and do it from this. Yes, I believe so.
Because remember our friend, angry old man, Mr. X. I believe he was listening to us on his hearing aid, because he was real bad. Like he had one in both ears. And remember that interview?
Yep.
So we might have to bring him on for some practical tips.
For some advice. Yeah. We have to wait to see what I get approved. They told me it could take up to a week. Now, I just had my hearing test yesterday. I don't know when they're submitting the results. It could take a week, up to a week after that. So I'm guessing 2 to 3 weeks. I won't hear anything for 2 to 3 weeks.
Isn't it really funny that you and I get excited about this?
I want to know if I can get the placard, the handicap placard, to put in my car so I could park wherever the fuck I want.
And I'm saying, like, I have these glasses now. They're different than the ones I wear all day. I have to wear these extra magnified glasses that I bought to look at the computer screen and see it clearly. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm going, I got to go get new glasses. What the fuck is wrong with us?
We're old. We are old, and this is what our lives have come down to. We no longer look forward to. Speaking of being old, and I was just going to say, we no longer look forward to being out. Last weekend, we didn't have a show, right? So last Friday, I had scheduled an outing for dinner with a couple of ex-coworkers of mine that I worked with for years. So we went out. We went to the city. We had Korean barbecue. First, we had a drink at a bar, went to the Korean barbecue place, and then went to a rooftop bar. And we got to the rooftop bar probably 9:30-ish, something to that effect. We're all sitting there yawning.
Yeah, it's bedtime. Well, you were making fun of me when I told you about the New Year's Eve I did, and I was so excited, and I'm going to do it again.
I said that was great.
You start New Year's Eve at noon, and you're home at 6, and if you want to stay up and watch a little more, you do. It's the reality we live in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm up at 5 in the morning. I'm getting
I'm up at 5:15.
I get pissed off, Big B. They laugh at me at work and shit. I'm like, for fuck's sakes, the Leaf game starts at 7:30. Why is it so late? And they're like, it's only half an hour. And I'm like, you don't understand.
Right? Oh no,
it's valuable.
I agree. So at 9:30 on the rooftop bar, we're sitting there having a beer. We're yawning. The next day, I went over to my friend's house to watch a movie. And, come 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, I'm still there. Half of us are almost passed out. Not because we drank, but because we're old and tired and need to go to bed. This is where our lives have come to.
Well, even in Florida, Big B. Oh, hang on. We will carry this on at another time. Ladies and gentlemen, I do believe it is.
Friday nights are meant for drinking. Here is Mrs. B's drink of the week.
This is called...
Oh, very nice.
We're calling it a Jamaica Bay Breeze. It's a play off of a Malibu Bay Breeze.
Okay.
But we didn't have a certain ingredient, so we just supplemented. So it is a Jamaican Bay Breeze, which is Malibu rum. The cherry tart drink, which have seen in a number of our drinks now, and simple syrup and pineapple juice.
Okay.
And this is the entirety of the drink. There was no more. I know you usually ask. So this is the entire shaker of the drink.
It looks amazing.
It's quite tasty. You feel the rum in the background. The coconut of the rum.
I'm going to assume this is. Yeah, it's not coming on.
Ooh.
Now a Mrs. B original. And now a Mrs. B original.
Was it a Mrs. B original, I think?
Almost. It's we took an idea of a drink, and because we didn't have ingredients, we substituted and made it something else. So I guess kind of an original.
That would be a Mrs. B original.
There you go.
Now, as always, I ask, is that your only serving, or is there more?
That's it. This is it.
All right. I got to tell you. So, we do. Here's a quick Florida story for you. Down there, you get a glass of wine if that's your choice drink. I got to tell you, I had the best margaritas ever. But anyway, my cousin Bev, she would put grapes and strawberries inside the wine to make it a little fancier.
Right.
So we're watching the Leaf game last night. My wife's got 3 grapes in her wine glass. To me, I think it's completely absurd.
Well, that's what wine is made of.
No, I realize that, but where have you been in your entire life that you have seen? I guess I can bring myself back main screen, where you have seen grapes or slices of pears or whatever. It's not a martini.
Well,
it's not a Bloody Mary. It's a fucking glass of wine.
Well, what's the drink where it's wine, but they have all the fruit in it?
I have no idea. I don't drink wine.
And it's they make the big pictures of it with all the fruit in it, and it's like, I have to look this up because my wife likes it. I just don't know what it's called. I don't like it.
All right, you look it up. I'm going to, because I forget what, I was in the middle of a sentence before all this happened, and I forget what the fuck I was talking about. We got to change this name to Old Man Cave.
Sangria.
Oh, is that what they serve at the airport? Because There was only 2 drinks available at the airport. And I love airports, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, because the bars are open like 24/7. So you walk in and people are having Bloody Marys and an omelet. Hang on, let me. There you go. I've never heard of that.
Sangria. That's wine with a whole bunch of different fruits in it.
Oh, by the way, the other thing my cousin was serving that my wife is into now is you can't just have a bowl of popcorn or chips in this house now.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have charcuterie boards.
Ooh, charcuterie or charcuterie, depending on how you say it. Those are fun because it's just beef and cheese.
Well, and there's like these different Italian. You get different meats like salamis and bruschettas.
Yeah, you do get different meats. You're right.
Different cheeses, different crackers. But before we ever left and came back, we would put a plate with kielbasa and cheese and like Ritz crackers, and everyone was happy. We did not call it a charcuterie board.
You just called it a snack.
That's kielbasa and cheese and crackers is what we called it. Anyway,
some of that meat and cheese.
You know, these fancy names, and I'm sure like at restaurants and resorts and places like this, it's a reason to charge you double.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay.
And speaking of Florida, you're looking mighty tan.
I got a good tan. I like it was absolutely the most. We did a lot of things. I'll tell you about the airboat sometime. I don't think we'll have time tonight, but remind me another time. The airboat. Isbia went for her first pedicure, and I went with my cousin's husband into this bar, and we sent them over a bottle of wine. Like anything goes in the States. You guys are so cool. I saw the devastation of Hurricane Ian firsthand. The wife parasailed.
Wow.
No heights for me. But yeah, I saw the devastation. You don't know the devastation that did Fort Myers Beach and Cape Coral and places like that. Until you see it firsthand. I got pictures. I'll send them over to you. But anyway, I don't want to take away from the show. The little stories will come up as we go. But it really pisses me off because you call something and you charge frickin' triple. It's fucking cheese and cold meat. Okay?
There are entire menus of charcuterie, whatever it is. Menu items. So there's entire restaurants devoted to charcuterie.
See, I'm not saying it right. You're saying it with like a, but maybe Mrs. B will start to provide us not only drink of the week, but the charcuterie combination of the week. And you'll have a drink and you'll have like some kind of new cold meat with some kind of new cheese. And we'll make it fancy. And we'll do YouTube videos and we'll become
influencers. Well, we do it on TikTok.
It's what we've always wanted to do. Yeah, but we're not influencing anybody, maybe 1,000 people. I want millions.
My wife
old. I want to retire down in Florida and go to that alternate dimension.
My wife will do her own charcuterie over the weekends for a snack, like a little after lunch snack. We use like beef jerky and string cheese.
Yeah. Well, I'm like you.
That's what we have.
A box of crackers and a thing of kielbasa, and I cut it up, and that's my charcuterie board, whatever you call it. You seem to say it with like some kind of Italian
charcuterie
pizzazz.
I don't know if that's how you say it, though. I don't know. I don't know the proper way to say
Mrs. B charcuterie board of the week. Anyway, one last question before we go to Mike reads the news. I know we got a lot to get to, but I wanted to tell you this. So, making it really quick. I don't want to do the sports. We're here Sunday doing the hockey show. So, the first game, I know your team's doing really good. My hockey team lost. I had shaved. So I was thinking, should I
Because
shave?
they lost?
They lost the first game.
Right. No, I know that. You shaved because they lost?
No, I shaved that day. So follow me on this.
Before the game. Okay.
It's early in the show. We're not hammered yet. So last night I'm thinking sometimes I shave before work and I go, yeah, I should shave. I gotta, look good. I thought I'm not gonna shave. And they won. So now I'm not gonna shave until they lose. So guess what, folks? I may have a more flamboyant beard than Big B. My question to you is, like you have a big beard, but it's very well trimmed.
Mm-hmm.
Are you growing a playoff beard?
No.
I am.
Now that the Maple Leafs won the game when you didn't shave, now you're going to grow the playoff beard, of course. Right. Are you doing it now? Are you doing it until they lose? Because they could lose another. They're not going to win out for the rest of the time they're in the playoffs, right? They're going to lose a game, at least one. Are you going to shave when they lose a game, or are you going to shave whenever they are no longer in the playoffs, whether that's all the way to winning the Stanley Cup or not?
You realize I could look like Moses by the end of this.
You certainly could. That's running the risk of growing a playoff beard.
Good point. We'll have to consider this off air and we'll decide. But as far as we go right now, there's game tomorrow, game Monday. I still stick to my 5. I'm not shaving.
Okay.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, good friend of the show is Mike Jolitz, and he does his own little take on the news, just like we do. So let's do Mike Reads the News.
And now, Cave Crew Radio presents Mike Reads the News with Mike Jolitz.
Hello, Cave Crew Radio. Hello, listeners around the world. How are you doing tonight? DK. And how's it going, sir? Big B. Alrighty, guys. It is time to get to it. It's been a while. DK had a little vacation, tanning his perineum, and now he's back up in the cold weather. Alrighty, guys. It is now time for Mike Reads the News. Jake Paul and Nate Diaz are going to have a fight on August the 5th. Yeah, woo. Jake will probably win. I've never picked him, and he always wins. Fuck him. I'm picking Jake to win. McDonald's is going to upgrade its burgers soon. Are they going to use real meat, though? Super Mario Brothers movie crushed it at the box office with $377 million earned globally on its opening weekend and is well on its way to grossing $1 billion worldwide. I'll wait for it to be on Netflix. Odell Beckham Jr. signed with the Ravens for up to $18 million on a one-year deal. That might just end up netting OBJ $1 million a catch if he's lucky. Taylor Swift broke up with another dude. At least this guy lasted 6 years. That's got to be a record for her. I expect more shitty music from her about that relationship next year. YouTube raised its cost of the 2023 NFL Sunday ticket to a whopping $349 earlier this month. That's over $80 a month to watch football. Nah, I'll pass. Joe Burrow is now the most popular Cincinnatian after he bested Fiona the Hippo. Fiona held the top spot for 5 years. I'll bet he's super proud of that accomplishment. Ex-Cardinals coach Cliff Kingsbury landed him a new job. He's now the quarterbacks coach for the USC Trojans. If this doesn't work out, he'll have to go to a fantasy football league. 4 Major League Baseball teams have extended their beer sales to the 8th inning due to games being faster now. The Minnesota Twins even did it. Who cares about the Twins? Maybe being drunk makes them tolerable. I don't know. Phoenix is the 6th unsafest place to drive, according to somebody. Tucson was the 5th unsafest city. And Mesa came in at number 8. Wow. Be proud, Arizona. 3 in the top 10. An Arizona man was arrested in Mesa after he was found butt naked in a church fountain. He was supposedly baptizing himself. What the feck? Is that even possible? Alrighty, guys, that does it for the news. It is now time for a few tidbits. Yeah. Anheuser-Busch is now officially the queen of beers. Oh, yeah. Netflix is ending their DVD by mail thingy. I didn't know it was still a thing. Oh, yeah. The Raiders signed Jimmy Garoppolo to a 3-year deal. You cool with that, Big B? Oh, yeah. And finally, in the tidbits, the Oscars are adding a new category for the best threesome in next year's show. TV ratings will rise for sure. Oh, yeah. Alrighty, guys, that does it for the news. It does it for the tidbits. I'll be back next week with more news, and I guarantee I'll have another Twitter shit. So choose ciao and auf Wiedersehen, everybody. Later. Bye-bye.
The one and only Mike Jolitz.
You know, that whole Netflix stopping their DVD by mail thing is a big deal to me.
Oh, you do that?
I do. I
Here is
will not say anything further, but I
hang on. We need some kind of I don't know what we need. So you're still living in the Blockbuster era.
I can't say a lot of things, but let's just say I have a Plex movie server.
Well, we know that. You've told us. This is not a top secret. You've told us about your Plex movie server.
And the DVD Netflix has something to do with that.
Okay.
I can't say anything further.
So you're fucked, in other words.
Not fucked, but just
You've got to find alternate
inconvenienced. Let's just say that.
But I hear Blockbuster is like doing a streaming service, or something. They're up to something. Blockbuster.
That does not help me. A streaming service does not help me. But I heard Blockbuster. At least a website is coming back. I don't know. I actually looked it up when I saw the Netflix thing. I looked up Blockbuster, and the site just says "Be Kind Rewind" or some shit like that. It doesn't, just a one-page website that doesn't
tell us anything. All right, folks, stay tuned for a possible future epicenter of the Netflix DVD service. I remember seeing, like, when I was in a grocery store, like, they'd have DVDs, and I don't know if it was Netflix. Isn't that how they got started? They'd have DVDs in like a vending machine, and you would press, and you'd have the DVD until you returned it back, or they'd send it to you by mail.
By mail, yeah. I don't remember the vending machine. Redbox is the vending machine now.
Okay, so that was Netflix. But I meant, like, that's how Netflix started.
Right, and that's what they were still doing. That's what Mike brought up, and that's what I am a bit sad about. They do send you the DVDs by mail or the Blu-rays, and you keep it for as long as you want, and no late fees. You return it whenever you want, and once you return it, they send you the next one on your queue.
I had no idea that still existed.
It does.
You are a retro man.
I am not retro man because
you're like a Wonder Twin powers activate. You're kind of like retro man meets the future, finds a way to intertwine it, like inside this tangled web he weaves.
I will, once the show ends, I will tell you what I do, but I cannot say it on
in my head. I have an idea, but I'm not going to say anything.
Right. No, I can't say it on air, but once the show ends, I will tell you what I do.
All right. Let's go to the news then, if we can't talk about that. I don't even remember where all these things are on my keyboard. Oh, there it is.
Behind the headlines this week in Weird News.
Gotta get something better than that. Anyway, it's time for the weird news, ladies and gentlemen. We have a few stories tonight. We also have Twitter shits coming along, so don't go anywhere. And then our favorite thing to talk about, because they never give us any answers, is talking FLA. But tonight, we're going to take you to the land down under to start things off. And we're going to go talk about a surf club, I believe, or
That is true. A surf swim club.
Yeah.
The first
beautiful beach.
It is. I'm sure there. I wonder how many sharks are in those waters.
Oh, we'll figure it out. Don't worry.
The first story of the night comes from CNN.com. Headline reads: Australian surf swim club members shocked by ban on nudity in changing rooms and showers.
That would be kind of difficult, would it not? I mean, I'm not really a beach club kind of person, but I've never showered with my, well, maybe at the beach I've taken a shower to get the salt water off with my bathing suit on, but
well, that's maybe where they're going. I would think the changing room would be a bit more difficult, but maybe they say it in the story. An Australian surf life-saving club has found itself at the center of controversy following its implementation of a no nudity policy in the showers and changing rooms. Ocean swimmer Nada Pantel, who regularly uses the changing rooms after a morning swim in Terrigal, New South Wales, says she was sent a letter warning that she had breached Terrigal Surf Life-Saving Club's nudity policy.
Holy shit. Is this like one of those things you got to sign before you? No bare bums.
This is like the HOA of the beach. A sign in the club advises users to shower in your swimming costume and change with your towel around you.
Thou shalt not show their hoo-hoo.
I want to know what a swimming costume is. Is that like, Halloween in July?
Right. It's like
a swimming costume.
Look, when you live that beach lifestyle, you got to spice things up a little bit. It's kind of like, must be like surfer co-play or cosplay, whatever they
cosplay. Surfer cosplay.
Show their hoo-hoo.
I'm just writing something
big
down.
Signs everywhere. Not beware of sharks like you were leading us into at the beginning of this. You were getting me excited. I thought there was going to be a megalodon or something in this story. No.
It's misdirection. I led you there and I brought you this way.
Yeah, you took you right to the other way.
The letter sent to Pantel reads, quote, the board has advised members that nudity is not acceptable as per the child safe policy.
Just have an adult only beach. Like, this is so easy to me.
You could have changing rooms and showers for adults and have a separate one for family.
Have you ever witnessed this, by the way? I don't mean to derail the story, but I actually saw it on the beach. It wasn't Fort Myers. I can't remember the beach we were on. But anyway, they were changing this little girl under there, like butt naked, which doesn't bother me. I mean, it's
some people don't care, but I mean, I kind of get it. And they're trying to keep the children, like, they don't want creepy old man Joe getting undressed, in front of little Timmy in the locker room kind of thing.
Yeah. Well,
I get it. I absolutely get it.
But
I think there is a way.
Locker rooms, the ones I've been in, there's like, there's like wood. You kind of go into your own little stall to change. You're not out there in a football field.
Right, but I think there's ways around it. Like I had said, you have an adult changing room and shower for, men and women, obviously separate. But then you have a family one where, you go in with your kids and, get dressed and do whatever you have to do in there with the kids. I mean, there are ways around it. It's just how far you're willing to go to upgrade facilities, I guess.
I think I know why. Are you ready?
Okay.
They don't want any of this going on anymore because it might reveal your true gender.
Ooh. It could be a gender reveal party
It's
in the locker room.
It's like, you know, you're it, you're them, you're who. We cover it all the time. If you are showering or changing naked, we will know exactly what you are.
We can't have that now, can we?
No, for God's sakes, it would destroy the facade.
It certainly would. The letter continues to read, "It is your responsibility to follow the rules. Should you continue to ignore the rules, you will be subject to disciplinary action and or including termination of your membership."
Ooh.
Pantel Pantel disagreed with the policy, telling CNN affiliate 9 News, that's what the change rooms are for. They're for getting changed. Meanwhile, club member Wendy Farley told 9 News that the new policy promoted body shaming.
It's like the reverse of body shaming.
Oh my God.
It's like Mirror World.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's appalling. I think it's a backward step, and I think it's bad for young women. Why?
I'm with you. I'm not even going to comment.
Why? That's a nonsensical statement just to get attention. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Pantel said the letter made her feel anxious, and that she has since left the club.
Oh,
I was so anxious about someone seeing something and giving a child post-traumatic stress disorder, I handed my resignation. CNN has reached out to Terrigal Surf Life Saving Club and Surf Life Saving Australia, the country's volunteer beach lifeguarding organization, for further clarity and comment. Surf Life Saving Australia's child safe policy. Holy fuck, that's a lot to say.
That's a lot, man. You're going to need a sip of your drink there, brother.
I'm telling you. It states that members should not shower or change at the same time as supervising groups of children, and that they should avoid one-to-one situations with a CYP, which stands for child or young person, in a change room area, ensuring that they do not undress and avoid using change room with a CYP unless there are other people present. I agree 100% with that statement.
Well, you know what I do? Because I've talked to you many times about when I coach hockey, and you got to have 2 adults in the room, and I get all that. But instead of this long-winded letter, could you not just put some walls up and some drapes?
Like I said, there are ways that you could, do this without making this, big letter, you're going to be terminated from membership and all of this. There are other ways to do this to make sure children are safe. This is just, how, for whatever reason, this is the way this club is handling it.
And how are they spotting this? Is there cameras everywhere? Because that may raise even more of a problem.
Well, I would assume there's not cameras,
so
but I'm assuming
people walking by. I'm assuming they're in their bathing costumes, not naked.
But I would think that somebody would, there's a lot of the whistleblower types, the complainers that will come and say, this person was changing and they got naked for half a second and I was appalled, those types of people.
Right.
The one that, whatever stupid name was that said it was body shaming.
Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%. That was right off the wall.
No, that statement made no sense. But she's the type of person that would go complain about this. They were naked and I was shut up. So yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, it's not that I disagree with the premise of the story. It's just I believe there's really cheap solutions. Like I don't think this would bankrupt the club.
Right. There's got to be other ways around it that, they can build something that, is cost effective and, sure, it's not going to bankrupt them. I'm sure they have, their coffers that are filled by the members and, fundraising and all of this stuff. I'm sure they have the money they're just choosing to handle it this way.
It looks like a very wealthy beach. Let's put it that way.
Probably.
All right. From I thought here you had me on a string because I thought I was going to hear a story like about a naked beach and a shark biting off someone's dink or something. But anyway, all right. Public service announcement out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, from Cave Crew Radio. This one's really strange. It has to do with a lot of chickens.
Mm-hmm.
And I have so many questions. But anyway, go ahead.
This story comes from theinsider.com. Headline reads, Chinese man jailed for scaring 1,100 chickens to death.
1,100, ladies and gentlemen.
Amid a feud with his neighbor.
Always a feud involved.
When I was reading this story earlier in the week, I immediately flashed to you and your neighbor with the fight over the lawn.
Oh, and write it down next week. I'll give you an update.
Oh, I can't. Oh, wait. Hold while I write updates down for next week.
Yeah, you're going to need to remind because we're going to get sidetracked. Mike Jolitz in the chat says, "Don't choke your chicken." Good point. I like to choke my chicken every now and then. Nude in the shower, by the way. I don't know how I do that clothed, but maybe someone knows. Anyway,
written down for next
to the
week.
chickens and the China people. I'm waiting. You know what I don't know about you people out there, but I'm waiting for the names. I always love the names, and you're so good with them.
Well, we're going to have some fun with this. A man in China has been sentenced to prison after he was found guilty of scaring about 1,100 chickens to death amid a feud with his neighbor. The man, who Chinese state media only identified by his surname, Gu.
As in coup.
Gu, G-U.
Oh,
Gu. As in, I've got goo on my hand.
They call me Goo.
Gu snuck onto his neighbor Zhang's chicken farm and caused hundreds of his chickens to die by using a flashlight to make them panic.
Oh, come on.
He basically...
I'm going to go. I'll probably be arrested, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if there's no show next week. I'm going to go to someone's farm in the dark and turn on a flashlight and see what happens to the chickens. Actually, I know a girl that has chickens, but I don't really want to put her pets at risk. But come on.
This is the equivalent of yelling fire in a movie theater.
Yeah, it's like, it's, you when they ask why the chicken crossed the road, it's like playing Red Rover, let the cluck come over.
Why'd the chicken cross the road? To get away from the flashlight.
Oh my God, I don't believe this one. But anyway, this came from where?
Theinsider.com.
Oh, okay. So I have a question. But anyway, carry on. What happened to Goo?
What did Goo do?
Yeah. I gotta write that
down. The pair's feud began in April 2022 when Gu cut down Zong's trees without his permission, and Zong's wife then towed the trees away, angering Gu. I like Gu and Zong.
This is like a better than this.
Gu and Zong is the next buddy cop.
Oh, this is better than Power Rangers or Giant Robot or Ultraman.
I want to see a remake of 48 Hours starring Gu and Zong.
Yes. I love it.
One night, Gu snuck onto Zong's property and caused his chickens to panic by shining the flashlight on them, which resulted in 500 chickens fleeing into a corner and dying from the resulting crush. Officers apprehended Gu and ordered him to compensate Zong with 3,000 yen, or about $436. You can't make this up.
There's no way. Ladies and gentlemen, as good of a scriptwriter as you think we are, we cannot make this shit up. There's no way our imagination is this good.
He caused 1,100 chickens to die and only owed $436.
Mike Jolis, by the way, is talking Chinese and Italian at the same time in chat. He's saying fungu. Goo.
That's combination number 6 on the menu
too. And I didn't know that's how you spelled goo, by the way. Thank you very much.
GU, yes. That's combination number 6 on the menu. I'd like a large fungu goo, please. With extra chicken. Goo returned to Zong's
I've got a page full of goo right now.
There you go.
And I'm not talking about wiping one off, Mike Jolis.
Hold.
Anyway.
Goo returned to Zong's property a second time and caused 640 more chickens to die in the same way.
Okay, come on.
Chinese authorities estimated
verify that this is a legitimate way to kill chickens.
Fact checkers out there, please find out. Chinese authorities
the chicken disease, you know what I mean? Like we slaughter them if they have a slightest virus because we don't want to eat them. Never heard of a death
aviation
by flashlight.
Chinese authorities estimated that the roughly 1,100 dead chickens were worth about 13,840 yen, or about $2,015. And a court in Hanyang County in central China's Hunan province ruled on Tuesday that Gu had intentionally caused property loss to Zong. Gu has been sentenced to 6 months in prison and 1 year of probation. The sentence takes into account the remorse Gu has shown for his crimes.
Oh, I wish we had audio of this. Not that we'd understand it, but I'd love to see Gu's remorse.
Poor Gu.
Shit. Are you done?
Yep.
That was a great story. All right. So
it only gets better from here.
Yeah. The next one we're I don't know how many of you drink tap water. But after this story, you may think differently. Especially of this guy, the guy they employed at the water factory or whatever it was.
Don't drink the tap water. This next story comes from complex.com. Headline reads, water plant worker arrested after video showed him urinating in the water supply.
Let's be honest, though, baby.
Mm-hmm.
If we did our show in a water plant, the amount of beer and stuff we consume, sometimes at the end of the show, we really got to pee.
Right.
I'd probably pee in the water supply.
But they have
what's a little bit of urine gonna hurt in a big ocean?
What's a little bit of pee amongst friends? A water plant worker has been arrested and fired from his job after video showed him urinating in the water supply at the Ascension, Louisiana plant earlier this month. As the Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office confirmed, the worker seen in the disturbing footage has been identified as a 57-year-old Michael Madison. After the video of the March 19th incident surfaced, he was arrested on 2 counts of contaminating water supplies and 2 counts criminal damage to a critical infrastructure.
Well, okay, so I got to agree with something here. I would concur that water is a critical infrastructure for us humans. Yep. So, and everything else on the planet for that matter.
In the clip,
I wonder if when it like hydrates, it gets into the clouds and it comes back as some kind of toxic rain.
I'm sure it's going through several filters before it becomes drinking water.
Okay.
But, even so, you shouldn't piss in the pool, obviously.
Right.
In the clip, he could be seen walking up to a surveillance camera in an attempt to not show his lower body and water in the frame. He then stands over the water for just over a minute and then walks back to the camera to move it back to the position it was originally in. Officials were only notified of the incident a few days after it happened, although Ascension President Clint Cointment said the urine
Quintment.
Cointment, Cointment, Cointment.
Yeah, sure.
Clint Cointment said the urine did not pose a health issue to the local community. As I said, it probably goes through several filters and all of this. So
I really hope that Clint Quintman didn't have a lisp when he was in school.
That would fuck things up for him.
That would really screw him over. That's worse than all I want for Christmas is my two front teeth.
I have another question before I continue, and there's only one short paragraph left. In the story, it says that he was standing over the water for just over a minute.
That's a long pee.
How fucking full is that bladder? Have you ever pissed for a minute?
Well, wait a minute. Have you ever like gone after the show? Like sometimes I feel like I'm going to take a nap.
But your bladder is very, very full.
Literally, sometimes after the show, I feel I sit down. Fuck it.
He's winded after the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
sit down to pee.
Sometimes my bladder is like punching me right in the cooter. Like I'm like, oh fuck, this is gonna be bad.
You have a cooter?
I bet you I could stand and pee in my neighbor's toilet across the street sometimes after this show.
Wait. We were just talking about the different sexes in a previous story and all of these sex changes and all of this. We have breaking news. DK just admitted that he has a cooter.
I don't know what to call it at this point. I do not have a cooter.
You said it's punching you in the cooter.
Whatever, my shooter then. I have not cootered.
Not cootered. Ladies and gentlemen, DK is not cootered.
I have not cootered. Add that to the list. I don't even remember the rest of them.
At no time was the public in danger, said Cointment, who confirmed that Maston has been fired. All water samples taken to date are in good standing and meet all safe water drinking requirements. As parish president, I am extremely disappointed, and I find this conduct disgusting and unacceptable. This type of behavior will never be tolerated in parish government. Since the beginning of this administration, we have held our parish employees accountable, and this is no exception. I demand accountability on behalf of the public.
I have a question.
Okay.
What about the past governments or whatever you called them?
Couldn't tell you.
They didn't hold anyone accountable. Everyone just peed in the water supply.
Everyone peed in it like the community pool.
Right.
That's all it was.
Kind of like a game of duck, duck, goose, but you're pissing.
Yes.
I mean,
it's duck, duck, piss.
Yeah. Excuse me. Every week I think there's nothing, and I'm starting to get a pretty good lineup here.
Well, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it only gets better from here.
Oh, I thought there was only one short paragraph.
I read that was the last paragraph that I read. That was it.
Oh, you mean the next story? Okay, sorry. I was getting having so much fun with that one.
That was it.
Oh yeah, this and yeah, I think I'm prepared to make a statement after this.
Oh boy,
which might be the new one.
Mm-hmm. So we've gone from peeing in the water supply to pooping in the shower. This next story comes from the liberal shit rag, the Huffington Post. Headline reads, "Oh, good. Over 1 in 10 people poo in the shower."
Can I say it now?
I wish you wouldn't.
Never pooped in the shower.
Neither have I. Let's be honest. We all have some nasty habits. Ones that often take place in the bathroom. Perhaps you don't wash your hands after you use the loo, or maybe you share a toothbrush with your significant other. That is god awful. No.
Yeah.
Or maybe, just maybe, you poo in the shower. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you read that right. There are people who poo in the shower. 1 in 10, as a matter of fact.
I call bullshit on this one. Who the hell squats and takes a shit?
Water filter guru surveyed over 1,000.
Guru, excuse me.
That's a website, by the way.
All right, I'm gonna write it down then.
Surveyed the water filter guru surveyed over 1,000 people to shed light on personal hygiene habits. It turns out that nearly a quarter of the people wash their genitals in the sink, and 3 in 10 people pee in the shower.
Okay, I gotta admit, I think I peed in the shower, and I don't think washing your genitals in the sink is that bad if you're hiding something from your spouse or something. You know, you got to get home in a hurry. That makes sense.
Well, the sink is next to the shower.
I realize that, but maybe you don't have time for a shower. I don't know. I can kind of make logic out of the first two.
Okay.
But not the last one.
Well, we're getting there. However, it's not all bad news. The average American showers 6 times a week for about 15 minutes each time, amassing over 4,600 minutes and nearly 10,000 gallons of water a year per person. Gen Zers were the only age group who showered less. Those filthy fucks.
Right.
They showered just 5 times a week.
We don't identify as dirty.
Well, we're not Gen Zers.
No, I'm role playing.
Oh, role. Gotcha. But time spent in the shower also varied by generation. Millennials took the longest showers, and Gen Zers took the shortest. Unsurprisingly, Gen Z was also the most likely to say environmental impact affected their shower length. Using less water reduces CO2 emissions, so shorter showers can significantly help the health of the environment. God, I hope you all die soon.
God, my Lord, get wet. Turn the water off. Suds up. When you're ready, turn the water on. Rinse. Fuck off. There's such a thing as wastewater. It recirculates.
Several of those surveyed shared their fondness for showering with their partner. Over 60% of the respondents also said that showering together boosted happiness in their relationship, created a stronger emotional intimacy between them.
No issue with that. No issue.
Baby boomers and millennials in particular shared the feeling that partnered showers led to less fighting. It seems that more people are choosing to find alternatives to shampoo to clean their hair. More than half use something other than shampoo to wash their hair. Nearly everything in the kitchen, from egg yolks to baking soda.
Now, see, that's disgusting. Now, my wife does have something that she uses some days. It's called a dry shampoo.
It's still a shampoo. I know what a dry shampoo is. It's still a form of shampoo that cleans your hair. You just don't need water.
Right.
The shower seems to be a place for people to multitask too, as 37% of men confess to video chatting whilst having a shower. Women, on the other hand, were more likely to brush their teeth or pee in the shower.
Good job, girls. And don't forget Kramer from Seinfeld made salad in the shower.
I really didn't watch Seinfeld.
Oh, okay.
And more shockingly, 12% admit to pooping in the shower.
Can't even. It doesn't. The pee goes down the drain. So
what do you do with those pieces of corn and fucking peanuts that are roaming around the bathtub that don't wash down?
The pee goes down the drain, ladies and gentlemen. How the hell do you shit in a shower?
Big log just sitting there.
Yeah.
I know you want to save water.
Is it easier to pick up than the soap? That's all I want to know.
I don't want to know that.
Soap before, and it's like slippier than fuck. Well, now there's body wash and all that shit, but you know, you drop soap and it's like fucking things slimier than shit trying to pick it up. I can just imagine what a log of poo would be like retrieving.
It ends like this. I know you want to save water, money, and time, but I promise you it's fine to poo in the toilet.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's right there.
1.5 feet away in most bathrooms.
It's right there. That's it.
I still don't believe that. I just can't. I know there's lunatics out there that would do it. I know. I can't deny it. Because we've talked about too much weird shit over the years. Why? I get the pee. I get it. It goes down the drain and you sun up and it's just like cleaning the shower when you're done. But you can't poo in a shower. You just can't do it unless you got Crohn's and you're...
Even then, you could run out of the shower and go to the toilet.
So the toilet's right there.
It's right there.
99% of the time.
That is true.
Anyway, and then you can wash your ass when you get back in. All right, folks. Another favorite part of our show is going to give us a break from talking for a few minutes. We haven't done this in a while. We love it. I need a fresh piece of paper because you know what I do. I love those handles or whatever they call them. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Twitter Shits with our very own Mike Jolitz. Listen in.
Now, it's time for another edition of Twitter Shits with Mike Jolitz.
Mike Jolitz Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolitz Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolitz Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads the fucking shit. All right. All right.
Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome back to the Twitter Shits. Yes, everyone, it's another episode of the Twitter Shits. This is where I take a fun story off the internet, and I tell you what Twitter had to say about it. On today's episode, it is all about Brittany Griner. She's working on a memoir detailing how rough the arrest was and being imprisoned in Russia. Oh, don't break the law, stupid ass. So, yeah. Alrighty, guys. Here comes Twitter with all the fun that you can handle. At Craig England tweeted, I don't understand the hate. Bruno Mars looks fantastic. At Timon and Pumbaa, is that he, him, Brett Griner? At Desiree tweeted, who's that guy? At Colin Hunter tweeted, I'm just glad the WNBA isn't losing literally hundreds of dollars anymore. At You're Looking Me tweeted, this young man has been so impressed and mistreated. I'm glad to see him finally getting a fair shake in life. At Mike Who Cares tweeted, who cares? At Gibby tweeted, that slap really changed Chris Rock's look. At Washed Up tweeted, of course she is, and I won't be reading it. At Ricky Retardo tweeted, Tiger Woods looking skinny these days. At Rob Seismas tweeted, post real sports news, please. At Beaver Eater tweeted, God bless this true American hero. I hope her book does well and leads to great things for her. At Three Balls tweeted, I thought that was Trevor Noah in the picture. At Chris Avila tweeted, is it going to be called Fucked Around and Found Out? At Butt Monkey tweeted, save yourselves to the snooze fest and skip right to the chapter where she assumes responsibility for her entitled actions and says she deserved imprisonment. Oh, wait. At Happy Turd Burglar tweeted, in other news, water is wet. Victor Okozuna tweeted, he's so brave. At Washed Up tweeted, looks like she just drank a Bud Light. At Cleveland Steamer tweeted, thought this was Pete Davidson for a second. At You Can Suck It Jolitz tweeted, oh wow, I'm going to write my memoirs too about getting arrested with drugs. I'll wait to see how her sales do first. At Testies123 tweeted, this should get tens of reads. At Lick My Balls tweeted, I was once arrested for a cat off leash. Let that sink in for a second. Maybe I should consider writing a memoir. At Not a Jonas Bro tweeted, title should be I fucked around and found out. At Limmy Itao tweeted, I remember when I unfathomably went 93 in a 70 zone and got super speeder. Memoirs to come. To which Dos Equis tweeted back at him and said, not all heroes wear capes. At Dan in the Can tweeted, it'll get as many reads as a WNBA game gets views, I'm sure. At Chris Campbell tweeted, such a brave young man. At Mila K tweeted, which sport does he play for? At Chris Veg tweeted, I always hated book burning until I read this post. At Peter tweeted, I'm going to tell my kids this is Steve Urkel. At Jordy Baller tweeted, wait, this isn't Pete Davidson? At Audrey Kaiser tweeted, feel like I will not be reading this. At Fernando Pinche tweeted, must have been tragic. Thank you for your service. At Bjorn Borg tweeted, it's egregious, preposterous, outlandish, unfathomable. At Michael Deschatz tweeted, he did wonders under center at OSU, but I don't think his skills will transfer to the NBA that well. And finally in the Twitter shits, from Dick Lovin' It tweeted, looks like Pete Davidson off of Wish. Alrighty, guys, that does it for the Twitter shits for this week. Hope you guys have a good one. I'll be back with another fun one real soon. All right, later, guys. Bye-bye.
Mike Jolet's Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolet's Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads it. Mike Jolet's Twitter shit. You write the tweets and he reads the fucking shit. All right. All right.
Oh, Twitter. We love it. We love it. And Big D, as you know, I need like some kind of a stinger for this because it's my favorite part of Twitter shits is what people call themselves. I think they're called handles.
Handles.
And I try to come up with 5 every week.
Okay.
All right. So number 5, 3 balls.
3 balls.
You know, our Twitter handles are very boring. Yours is MT Thunder Radio.
Right.
Mine is People's Heel or Cave Crew Radio or Hudson Pines. Like, these are great. How about this one? Number 4, Ricky Retardo.
Ricky Retardo. That's one of my favorites as well. Yes.
Yeah, you know, like Lucy. Anyone that knows I love Lucy. Ricky Retardo. I love that. But this one kind of caught me too. And Mike Jolet's caught the emotion with this. Gibby. You got to go back and listen now. He said it, folks. Gibby. He's awesome. Now, I thought this was my favorite, but then there was another one. Happy Turd Bird.
Happy Turd Bird.
Yeah. But my Twitter handle of the week, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
Was Tuman Obamba.
Tuman Obamba.
Tuman Obamba. And I should, I just don't have time for any of this shit, but we should kind of come up with like all these Twitter handles and add that to our awards at the end of the year.
Best Twitter handle award.
Yeah, I think that's what you call it, isn't it? A handle? Like,
sure.
I don't know. When you had a CB radio, you always had a handle.
You always had a handle. That's right.
Yeah, like that. So if anyone else is more prolific with Twitter, I do like Twitter. I've said that before. It's a quick way to get news stories and funny shit. And I like Twitter. I really do. But I don't know what it's called. I think it's a handle, but I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, this week, Tuman Obamba.
There you go.
All right, we're getting under our timeline here. Another favorite segment of the show, ladies and gentlemen, we all love. And if we're running out of time, you tell me what story you want to read and which one you don't or whatever. But it is time for Florida in the News, Weird Florida, Alternate Dimension, Talking FLA.
Cave Crew Radio presents Florida in the News.
Talking FLA, which, if you remember, the gentleman that recorded this for us was the guy doing the news last episode with Mike Jolitz. Just a little Cape Crew Radio trivia. Ladies and gentlemen, our first story, I told you this is one thing that I noticed in Florida was like golf carts are like legitimate vehicles on the roads. I didn't see one on like I-75, but they were cruising, man. They had some pretty cool golf carts down there. But Big B right now is going to tell us what could be a shocking fact.
Well, this this first Florida story comes from our favorite place, the Villages News. There's been a ton of stories come out of the villages in Florida.
You'll remember the loofahs.
Oh, we can't forget the loofahs out of the villages.
Yeah.
Headline reads, more than 40 golf cart crashes in first quarter in Sumter County portion of the villages.
Where is the villages, by the way? Does anyone know? Like, what portion of Florida is that?
Wherever they retire. Is it
retire
Boca?
Everywhere in Florida.
Is it Boca Raton where they retire? Going to Boca to retire. There were 43 golf cart crashes in the first quarter of 2023 in the Sumter County portion of the villages. Captain Robert Seamer and Under Sheriff Pat Breeden spoke Friday morning before the Community Development District 1 and Community Development District 2 boards of supervisors at the Savannah Center.
What the fuck is an undersheriff? But I mean, like, listen, back in the day, did we not call them deputies?
Well, maybe this is higher than a deputy.
Oh, well,
you know, like in the mafia, they got the boss and they got the underboss.
Right.
So maybe he's like the underboss of the mafia.
Okay, so again, fact checkers, what the fuck is an undersheriff? I need to know. I won't sleep at night.
There were 358 car crashes in the first quarter of the year in the villages. In addition, there were 22 golf cart citations issued in the same period and 558 vehicle citations. Seamer said there are 1,000 traffic stops per quarter in the villages, but not all of them result in tickets. All the old people are fucking around in their cars and getting pulled over.
This is why Viagra should be banned. I'm putting out a new call for action, if that's what you want to call it.
You know when you're driving around in your area, and you can always tell when you come behind an older person. They're in a big boat of a vehicle. They drive 14 miles an hour and kind of weave a little bit because they can't.
Yeah, they're like in a Model T steam engine or something.
Right. Yeah. And you can't get around them.
Hello, Studebaker, speed up.
Picture an entire county of that.
I wish I knew we gotta find out where this is. Big B, your Stencelli is on our bucket list. The Villages is on our bucket. If we ever get divorced or we get like a hall pass or something, we don't need to go have sex with women. We need to go see these places. Just give us a hall pass, Mrs. B and Isbia. We got a few stops to make. It'll be around the world in 80 days.
Oh, I would love it.
B and DK in a hot air balloon. Like Phineas Fogg and whatever the other guy's name was.
Oh, God.
Robinson Crusoe. I don't know.
Yay, Robinson Crusoe.
Yeah.
DK is Robinson Crusoe.
Yes, and you are my Friday.
The numbers that I just mentioned do not reflect the crashes and tickets in the Lady Lake, Marion County, and Fruitland Park and Wildwood sections of the villages. So it's only the Sumter County. Now that's the end of the story, but at the bottom of this story, there's a little advertisement. It says, do you want all the latest news from the villages delivered directly to your email inbox?
Please tell me you subscribed.
Click here to subscribe. No, I'm not paying for it. Hurry, lock in your price now before rates increase in 2023.
Oh, it's not one of those free ones. Like everywhere else gives me. Like I subscribe to sports and different things, and I get free. Well, fuck! I'll just wait for it to pop up on Twitter or Facebook. I'm not paying for it.
Exactly. But yes, just in case you ever wanted to get your village's info, you can subscribe.
I have a question, and I don't know if we have any Florida listeners. Do you need to insure a golf cart like you would, a motorcycle or a boat or a car? You think
That's a good question, because from what I've seen on the golf carts, they're not registered, like they don't have license plates. So I don't know if they need to be insured.
I don't remember if they I think some of them did, Big B.
Have license plates?
I took a picture of this really cool golf cart. I'm going to go back and look. I think they had license plates.
Okay. If they have license plates, then yes, they have to be insured.
Because now maybe here's the deal, right? So if you're just driving around the trailer park or the golf course, obviously you don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking if you bring it on the road, like the one I saw at the mall I was telling you about, you probably have to have a plate on that thing.
I guess for the most part, like you said, it's kind of like the vehicles, farm vehicles. Farm vehicles don't need to be registered because you're just driving them around on the farm. Same thing with golf carts. You're just driving them around on the golf course or in a retirement village enclosed, not, accessible public roads. But yeah, if they're driving to the mall, I mean, they could just be crazy old people that just said, fuck it, I don't care. And that's why they're getting tickets. But generally, yeah, if you're have it on a public road, you need to have a license plate on it.
Something to follow up on, folks. CaveCrewRadio@gmail.com. Cave Crew Radio on Facebook. If you have any information or links, this is what I miss Short Side, because he'd always after the show he'd click some information for us. But anyway, I digress. Oh, this one's a little weird too. Again, didn't see it, but this stuff usually happens probably while I'm asleep.
Yes, this next story comes from clickorlando.com. Headline reads, naked, greased up Florida man accused of breaking into 2 homes and jumping in the pool.
Can I ask you a question real quick before I minimize this? Because you have a small child still. You watch that show with those little yellow people? What are they called? The
Minions?
Minions. Does he not look like the bad guy?
Gru?
Yeah.
Well, in that I can't tell in that picture.
Well, I mean, I'm just the body shape. It's either the penguin or Goo.
Well, I think because they blurred out, because he's naked, they blurred out the backside of him. Yeah. I think that's what gives it, though, because they just put a round blur on it, so it gives it more body mass than he actually has. A man was arrested Friday morning in DeBarry after he allegedly broke into 2 homes, then tried to evade deputies by jumping in a swimming pool and onto a trampoline, all while naked. Deputies said they responded around 2 a.m. to a report of a burglary at a home on High Banks Road and encountered the suspect, identified as 34-year-old Blake Tokman.
Attaboy.
Blake. The Volusia County Sheriff's Office said Tokman smashed out a window to break into a home, then left and broke into another house. Deputies said they had counted Tokman at the second house. Body-worn camera video released by the Sheriff's Office shows Tokman running from the deputy, jumping in a pool, and then climbing out of the pool and jumping onto a trampoline. Sheriff's Office said it took...
What did he do on the trampoline?
I don't know, but when I read that, it reminded me of the end scene, the end sequence to Ferris Bueller's Day Off, when he's racing his father's car back home. He jumps on the trampoline to jump over the fence. I don't know why.
Trampolines are a valuable tool.
They are.
Yeah.
The Sheriff's Office said it took 4 deputies to get custody of Tokman, who kicked or hit the deputies. One of the deputies was cut on the arm. In addition to being naked, the sheriff's office said Tokman was covered in wheel-bearing grease, peppermint oil, and blood.
Not Vaseline, not, hand lotion or Hawaiian Tropic.
Nope.
In wheel-bearing grease.
Wheel-bearing grease, peppermint oil, and blood.
Hang on a minute. Say that again for me.
Wheel-bearing grease.
Show note. We gotta go slow.
Wheel-bearing grease.
Grease.
Peppermint oil.
Okay, hang on. That's a big word. Peppermint oil.
And blood.
And blood. That's a show note.
They believe he may have been under the influence of an unknown substance or substances. They said it took 3 medical professionals to secure him on a stretcher for evaluation and treatment. Tokman faces charges of 2 counts of occupied burglary, 3 counts of battery on a law enforcement officer, 2 counts of criminal mischief, and resisting arrest with violence.
Can I just say something with the utmost of certainty?
Mm-hmm.
If you are covered in wheel-bearing grease, peppermint oil, and blood, you're under the influence of something. No further discussion needs to take place.
And in Florida, they are generally under the influence of a drug called flakka.
Yeah. And I never saw any signs for flakka. It must be, again, this alternate. Or maybe when you take the flakka, you go to this place. I don't know.
Who knows?
Wheel-bearing grease, peppermint oil, and blood. Ladies and gentlemen, that should be on the Food Network. All right, we got time for a couple at least.
Well, we have to do the next one.
I think the last one we can leave out. That's no.
Oh, the last one I thought was funny, but you want to skip that one? We can do. We have to do the next one. The next one in the order because it relates to.
But I also like the next 2. I thought, well, anyway, let's go. Let's continue. We'll move along quickly.
The next story comes from NBC2.com. Now we were talking about pooping in the bathroom.
Yes.
In the shower.
Yes.
Well, you could also do it outside.
You see the sign though.
No public dumping. $500 fine.
$500. That's more than the chickens are worth.
Headline reads: Man caught on camera pooping in the bushes outside of a Naples cleaning company. Man apparently needed to use the restroom so. What?
I just said, can you not find a public toilet?
A man apparently needed to use the restroom so badly that he decided to defecate in the bushes outside of a Naples cleaning company. In today's world, there are a lot of things caught on camera. Some you're excited to see, and others you'd rather not see. This one falls under the latter category. The man is seen on cameras walking through the parking lot of the Naples glass cleaning around 1:20 p.m. on Good Friday, which was April 7, 2023. He ducked behind a dumpster that ironically had a sign in front that said no public dumping. A vehicle is then seen driving by when moments later, the man pops out, pulls down his pants, and squats in a bush and does his business.
Defecate.
Oh my gosh, what is this guy doing? How could he be doing this right now in daylight, broad daylight? Said Rhonda McCaw, the office manager of the Naples Glass Cleaning. She was inside the office watching all of this unfold on the security cameras. Every time someone
the glass cleaning place open on Good Friday?
They're not religious.
Just a side note.
They are not religious, maybe. I don't know.
Well, no, I thought it was a holiday, is it not? It's one of our statutory holidays here.
Well, it's a bank holiday. It's kind of iffy.
So a glass cleaning company could take a day off. But anyway, it has nothing to do. Go ahead.
Every time someone walks through our parking lot or car drives through, I always look at the cameras. It's just a habit. When she saw this guy squatting in the bushes, she couldn't believe her eyes. McCaw yelled out for her office to her coworker. I said, Pam, there's a guy that's pooping on our lot. And she's like, no. I said, yeah. That's how it's written in the story, ladies and gentlemen. Pam came out of her office and ran outside to confront the guy, telling him to cut the crap, literally. She jumped up out of her seat and ran out there and yelled at him. What are you doing, McCaw said. Lucky for the guy, it was just Pam and not their security, quote unquote, which are two pit bulls, Princess and Brick. Nonetheless, the guy took off down Elsa Street, leaving the view of the camera and also leaving a view ingrained in Pam's mind. He kept wiping all the way down the street.
Excuse me. This is good.
He had his hands in his pants with a napkin and pulling his pants up and running along. Only in Naples, added Troy McNabb. You can always get somewhere. You could have went inside and asked us to use the restroom. It's exactly what McCall was thinking, but never once did the man walk up to the front door to ask.
I was in Naples. So here's the place I was.
Did you see a man pooping in the
Not anyone that kept wiping themselves all the way down the street. That is just too long, but I love it.
Of all the businesses here, everybody's got a bathroom. He could have asked anyone. What's admittedly a little ironic is the fact that this business is a cleaning company. My cleaning girls will clean anything, but they're not going to clean that.
Not going to clean your ass, motherfucker.
Meatloaf said it the best. I will clean anything, but I won't clean that.
I love it.
She called the Collier County Sheriff's Office. She called the Collier County Sheriff's Office, who responded, but weren't able to catch the defecating delinquent.
Look at this. This must be on YouTube. Anti-socialist experiment.
That's producer Scotty.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's what he calls himself now?
I guess. You missed the first one. It says, hola, it's producer Scotty. And then the next one was, at least he had a napkin.
Oh my gosh. Welcome back, producer Scotty, aka anti-socialist experiment. He really has gone to the dark side. We hope you're well, friend. We doubt it, but we hope you're well.
The mystery pooper is still a mystery. If he wants to make things right, there's one simple thing he can do. Come clean up your mess.
All right.
That was it.
I'll give you one more. The other two we got to carry over.
All right. Which one you want to do? I'll leave it up to you.
I love them all. You want to do the fake names. That'll be a quick one.
I thought that was funny, but realistically, probably the one before that is better.
Yeah, but we'll save those. We'll save those for next week. And then we got some ammo.
Okay.
All right. So let's go into this one. I'll leave it to you, and then we'll go into our show names. Yada, yada, yada.
Okay. So, you know, I've spoken many times about political things and all of this here on the show. One thing I hope I've made abundantly clear, and if I haven't, I'm sorry, I will do it now. All politicians, no matter what side of the aisle, are fairly stupid.
Yes.
And this one is straight out of a Simpsons cartoon. This comes from the New York Post. Headline reads, Florida Rep. Will Robinson Jr. hilariously duped into reading fake names as Anita Dick and Holden Hiscock at a meeting.
Warning, Will Robinson. Warning.
It was truly a facepalm moment. A Florida state representative was hilariously duped into reading the names Anita Dick and Holden Hiscock into the record during a committee meeting this week. That is forever in the annals of government in America. The names Anita Dick and Holden Hiscock is forever written into the archives, the records. will be available in the Hall of Records.
Right.
That will be
if
there.
you go to the museum in 100 years, you're going to see this.
Yes.
He got duped.
Republican Will Robinson Jr., who represents Florida House District 71, read a list of people into the record aloud, including the dirty fake names, during the House Civil Justice Subcommittee meeting on Monday. Anita Dick, he reads, pausing and looking around as a woman next to him holds up her hand to her mouth. Is an opponent, waves an opposition, he finishes. So Anita Dick is an opposition.
Yes.
Holding his cock is also an opponent, Robinson continued, seemingly unaware of the euphemisms. Waves in opposition. After the video gaffe circulated on social media, Robinson invited Miss Dick and Mr. Hiscock to stop by the next meeting. Committee does not meet again until next week. Anita and Holden, please stop by, he tweeted in response to the clip with a facepalm emojis. Many users wondered how the names snuck in there. Did Bart Simpson also testify? One user quipped. This is for forever in the Florida records, right? Right, said another user. Other users found the harmless humor heartwarming. Thank goodness there's still a few people left in my home state with a sense of humor. Anita Dick, holding his cock, forever in the Hall of Records, forever till the end of time.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Apparently, I misread Scotty's thing because I can't. There's so much shit going on. It's anti-socialite experiment. So he has evolved as a being from Second Life into something new, and he won't talk to us, so we will never know.
Antisocial social experiment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who knows?
How many fucking Lindy or Lou, whatever the fuck, did you use to buy that name? What's the fucking currency?
Linden.
Linden. How much Linden did you use to get that name?
All right, so I want to defend myself until we go into the show notes and the show names and all that stuff. I think the next two warrant some good discussion.
Okay.
So we'll hold them because I think we could run with the next two for 10 or 15 minutes.
Sure.
All right. Hang on. Let me get a sip of beer. It's been a few weeks, ladies and gentlemen, and I didn't think I'd have anything written down, but I do.
I know you have more than me.
I probably do because I've been. These are show notes, and some may be too long. This is definitely too long. I'd love it to be a show note, though. He kept wiping all the way down the street.
All the way down the street.
I like this one, too. Pam, there is a guy pooping in our lawn. This will forever be my favorite, I think, for a show note.
Mm-hmm.
Wheel bearing grease, peppermint oil, and blood. That one I'm going to fit in.
That is the next country music hit.
Yeah. And then I have a bunch of other stuff. I have a bathing costume.
Ooh, yes.
I have the Legend of Goo and Zong, which might be another show note. Although I did like Mike Jolitz's Fung Goo Goo or whatever the hell.
It's my next Chinese order.
Yeah, Fung Goo Goo. I did. That's probably my runner-up. But my favorite one tonight, ladies and gentlemen, was from Big B himself. It's Duck, Duck, Piss. is my number one. So if I have more than you, I'm going to say you have 4.
I have 3.
Oh, geez, that's low for you.
It is low for me. I just I got to get back into the swing of things. It's been a couple.
Yeah, I hear you. I was.
My first one would be a nomination for a show note, but I think you have better ones. But I'll say it anyway. Biting off someone's dink.
Yes. Good one. Okay, number 2.
Number 2, my nomination for a show name is something I said earlier in the show. The HOA of the beach.
Oh, the HOA. And what does that mean?
That's what we're talking about.
No, I know where we were, but what is the HOA?
The Homeowners Association.
Oh, right.
Do you not have that in Canada?
We do. I'm getting tired.
No. But this one is something you said, and my nomination for show name, you said, I have a page full of goo.
Now, I think that would be a good show note.
A page full of goo?
Yeah, it's long. Well, I could put page full of goo, but
No, I didn't have. I was leading it up. So my official nomination is a page full of goo,
which is GOO.
GU.
Oh, GU, like the okay.
Like the story you said. We have a page full of goo.
Okay, so let's go back to this. It's Dr. Pisser, a page full of goo.
I leave it up to you.
No, you know what? But it's Duck Piss has to be a show note.
Yeah, I mean, you want to name that name? I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm the one who said it. I'm perfectly fine with it.
Oh, that's got to be a show note. Page full of goo, GU. People are going to wonder what the fuck we're talking about, and then we got a bunch of show notes. All right, so let it be a page full of goo, spelled GU.
Mm-hmm.
So it is written, so it shall be. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got hockey to watch. I desperately have to use the washroom, and I don't want to pee in a public water supply. We still got a couple of talking FLA that we'll get to next week.
And I have to tell you what I do at Netflix.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. After the show, though. You can't say it on there. All right. I'm going to sign off of Pulse Talk Radio so I don't forget. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.
Later.
Thank you to all the listeners on our affiliate stations. To find out more, check out Cave Crew Radio on Facebook and Twitter.
I want you to pack up and get out.
Get the hell out of here! Go! Just go! Get out! Get the hell out!
Go! Get out!
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Basically, all I've done is keep my promise.